so much for your beautiful color and taste, and providing quenching for my thirst and energy for my body. Yes, I'm addicted to caffeine, and I'm so grateful for it. There's just something about coffee in the morning. It's so rich and fulfilling, creamy. I'm so grateful for the hands that pick the coffee beans and grind them and roast them. I'm grateful for the truck drivers that drive it to the store, so that I can have a wonderful morning experience with a refreshing cup of coffee in the morning. Grateful for the spirits of the plants that grow the beans. I'm grateful for that nourish all of life on earth. I'm grateful for the cows that give their milk for my coffee. So no, I'm not vegan. My husband is, I'm not. I believe that if you decide not to be vegan, a good practice is to be grateful for the animal and thank the animal's spirit for its sacrifice. And of course, buy sustainable, buy from happy farms, not factory farms. Buy from sources that treat their animals well. All that. I'm very grateful for all of it. So good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all well rested and ready to start a brand new day. Today is my Friday because I'm taking tomorrow off. I usually work Sunday through Wednesday. I'm so grateful that I can take a day off and have a four-day weekend for the 4th of July. Yeah, and my daughter's coming into town. Oh, I am so grateful to be able to see her for the first time in probably close to a year now. Yeah, she lives down in Brooklyn, and she's coming up here to visit. She's getting, I believe she said she's getting a COVID test before she comes up just to play it safe. And we will social distance as best as we can while she's here. But I am so excited to see her. Woo! And I'm jiggling the camera by shaking the couch. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. All right, so if you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope that you enjoy our time together. I'm here every morning at 9 a.m. To give a few words of wisdom, mainly as a little glimpse into my daily practice. And my goal is to help promote the fact that you should have a daily practice in your life of some sort, just some little practice that helps nourish your soul, whatever that may be, whatever that may look like. And for me, that looks like doing a daily live video because this has been very fun for me and educational and all of that. And I'm very grateful for YouTube for helping me promote a daily practice for people and all of that. So if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. Hit that notification bell because you might want to be notified if I upload something other than the 9 a.m. live feeds. All right, so gratitude. brings more of what you want into your life. Now, if you're into the law of attraction, you know what I'm going to talk about right now. Some people might think, well, I need an initiative to, okay, so I'm in this crappy little tiny apartment that's falling apart. I've got a bad landlord. I got all these negative stuff going on. I can't afford this, afford that, can't afford to move. I certainly wouldn't ever be able to buy my own house. I got to live in this spectacular little type of environment all my life because I can't afford anything else. All right, well, what you're doing when you're saying all that is attracting more of the same. The universe says, oh, you want to not be able to afford things. Okay, we can arrange things so that you have that experience. Oh, so you want to live in a craptacular little house. Okay, we'll arrange so that you'll be there for as long as you keep this train of thought up. Oh, so you want to not be able to move. Okay, you're going to stay put right there. So, first step of getting out of a situation like that is to be grateful for what you do have. I bought this house 4 years ago. It's the first house I've ever bought. Before that, I've always been a renter in a little town that is considered not the best. And for my last rental, I had a wonderful landlord. I was in a wonderful little duplex on a good side of town and paying a fair rent. But prior to that in my life, it was jumping around from one crappy little apartment to another with slumlords who didn't like to take care of things. If we'd have a leak, it would go unattended. And like if we had something break down, it would go unattended and all that fun stuff. Been there, done that, got the badge. And I was in that mindset. I'll never be able to afford this and that and the other and blah, 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 blah. And around somewhere in my 30s, I started working on myself a lot more greatly. And I found law of attraction. And I flipped my script of being grateful for where I was. And I can say for another story time how we finally moved into this house. It actually was quite a thing. Not this house, but the apartment, the duplex that I actually enjoyed. But basically, I gratituded my way there. Wow, I've got a roof over my head and it's not leaking today. I can afford food on the table. I can afford my rent. The place is so affordable. And it is so affordable that I can afford to pay my utilities and I can have heat whenever I want it. I have electricity. I have good food I can put on the table for me and the kids and my family. I'm grateful that I have a full-time job that I can be able to afford a place and be able to live with a roof over my head. I'm grateful. And then something major happened that put our family in a place where we had to go searching for a new apartment, and that's where I found that duplex. And I actually had an attitude of gratitude for something that was basically could be seen as a huge tragedy. And I grew from that, and that's what we found a beautiful duplex with a wonderful landlord that treated us well and fixed things. Fixed things. And we were a block from the river where we could go walking in the woods right on the edge of town. It's a beautiful spot. And I loved that house so much that for a quick minute, I considered buying that house when I was house searching, offering my landlord to buy the duplex. And then I would be like, oh, wow, now I have the other side I can rent out to pay my mortgage and all that. But then I got a job out of town and I was driving an hour one way to get to work back and forth. I'm like, no, I can buy this house. I need something closer to work. That's where the universe led me to this or something greater. So whenever I ask for something, I've told this in other videos, I always ask for this or something greater. So I asked for a house as wonderful as the one that I was in, that I was renting, or something greater. And it brought me here. 5 minutes to town, but secluded and wooded, so fairly rural. Beautiful house, beautiful. Look at my shiplap. I love the shiplap. It's a beautiful house. And I've loved living here the past 4 years. So grateful for having found this perfect spot. And gratitude is what brought it to me. Being grateful for where I was, for being grateful for what was in my life at the time, brought me that and something greater. And that's how gratitude helps to draw in more of what you love. You look around and you think there's not much to be grateful for because your wallpaper is peeling and there's water stains all over and you got to put a bucket on the floor for that leak over there, and your toilet you got to make sure to jiggle the handle, otherwise it'll run all night. I remember one time in one of our craptacular apartments, I took a bath and I drained the bathtub and the whole bathtub drained into the kitchen. It was crazy. But being grateful for what I did have. I had that bathtub I could soak in a tub. And that was one that the landlord had to come fix, like, immediately. Being grateful that he did that. His job, yeah. And whatever, but being grateful for all the little things. I remember when we first got an apartment and it didn't come with appliances. I was grateful that a little shop in town gave me a line of credit so I could get a refrigerator. And I was grateful that I was able to go get one of those 2-burner hot plates, those little stovetop things. And I was grateful for the microwave. And that's what we lived with instead of an oven or a stove. And we lived there with no stove for probably, let's see, how old was my middle child when we moved out from there? We lived there for probably between 5 and 10 years anyway. And that's the one where the tub drained into the kitchen. But showing gratitude really brings more of the same into your life. Now, I'm making this video rather long, so I'm going to go straight to one of the vibe cards and then one KuanYin card for today, and do a quick little reading. And this one popped out. Thank you. You gave me a new card today. I'm grateful that I get to show you a new card. Remember to breathe. Now, being grateful, you can't be like connecting my videos together yesterday, dropping from head to heart space. You can't be grateful in your head. You have to drop from the head to the heart in order to be grateful. One of the ways to help you drop from the head to the heart is to practice breathing deep breaths. And when you're tense and tight and you're showing ungratefulness for your bad life circumstance, which, I don't blame people. You know, there are some horrible life circumstances, but one of the ways you can even just start with a flicker of gratitude for something around you when you're in horrible circumstances is to pause, take a nice deep breath, release it, release all the tensions in your muscles with the breath. And that helps drop into heart center. And then you can take a look around and say, well, yeah, I actually have a lot to be grateful for. I'm alive. I'm breathing. I'm well fed. Might not be the best food if I can't afford it, but I've got food in my belly. I'm grateful for whatever it is that I have. Remember to breathe. Very, very important. Okay, KuanYin, you want to tell us today? And I go tell them to. I say this all the time. She's beautiful. She's wearing beautiful jewels around her neck. And I'm very grateful for my loving husband who loans me his camera and has his own business going on. She's very beautiful. Jewels around her neck, beautiful jewels in her hair. And she holds the Immortal Treasures. We all hold immortal treasures. This is the KuanYin of Immortal Treasures. Quit focusing on my face. Focus on KuanYin. There we go. Is that a little clearer? Within you are precious immortal treasures, gifts of your soul, which include the ability that you have to transmit healing. Honor yourself as a healer. Whether formally or informally, your soul brings a special healing light to humanity. You have divine support in your role as a healer, in whatever way, usual or highly unusual, that this is unfolding for you now. Be grateful for your immortal treasures. Everyone has them. And everyone holds the ability to heal within. Be grateful if for nothing else. Be grateful for that. And remember to breathe. Within you are precious immortal treasures, gifts of your soul, which include the ability you have to transmit healing. Honor yourself as a healer. Whether formally or informally, your soul brings a special healing light to humanity. You have divine support in your role as a healer in whatever way, usual or highly unusual, that is unfolding for you now. So with that, thank you so much for joining this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Remember to be grateful, remember to breathe, and be grateful for your immortal treasures and your healing abilities. Please like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you can get notified of future videos. Join me every morning here at 9 a.m. And I would love to do a healing video for you, which is basically just a healing meditation. If you're interested in that, I'd like to hear from you down below in the comments. I'd like to hear in the comments down below if you'd like to have a healing video. When I get a comment in the comments down below asking for a healing video, I will put out a special healing video just for you. And with all that, I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining me today. And thank you for clicking on this video on the replay. And I hope you all have an amazing day. Namaste.